Hey guys, the Ols here, running what should hopefully be the last heroic that I need to do with my Panda Monk team to complete all of the MoP Heroics. So this is Heroic Gate of the Setting Sun. Have had a little bit of trouble with this one so far. In fact, I've actually only cleared it on Heroic once, so hopefully I have some good luck here. I was having a lot of trouble with the last boss, but I think after the last one I've figured out a good way to do it, so we'll see how we go. None of the other bosses really giving me too much of a trouble. So, yeah, hopefully I have no problems and get through to the last boss and actually get him down this time. Alright, on to the first boss. So this guy, he throws bombs around, very similar to the ones that were just outside. They don't do a lot of damage unless you let them kind of really stack up on top of you. If you can stay at least mostly out of their way, there's not too much problem. The other thing he does is this sabotage, which causes one of your guys to kind of become a bomb of the same sort that sends off the two-directional flame wall. If I can, I try and spread my guys out a little bit, but yeah, it's really not that much of a problem, the AoE damage, because of all the healing that I'm getting. I can imagine with a team that wasn't all melee, or a team that didn't have two healers in it, you'd have to be a little bit more careful. But yeah, as you can see, that really didn't cause that big of a problem. So once he's dead, these bombs that were blocking the way out of his room blow up, and yeah, we can leave. See some NPC pandas jumping their way down there, and some mobs jump their way up. Now, I know a lot of people don't kill all these mobs on the way up, but they just run through it to the elevator, but for the sake of completeness I'll kill them all. I don't really want to run all the way through and stuff something up and have a whole bunch of mobs following me. So we pass by these floating pandas. I don't know if this is the same for everyone, but every time I run this instance, these guys, none of them stand on the ground. They're all just floating there, magic panda power, firing off at the mantids or whatever they are off in the distance. It's kind of funny. They all just levitate there, hanging out. I know monks have that ability, so why not? I'm pretty sure some more guys spawn there. No, maybe not. Okay. Whoops. Run through here. There he is, the problem. The guy who's been giving me a whole bunch of problems trying to clear this. Something I found out. Yeah, if you're standing on this bridge when he smacks into it, you get a little stun and you get the graphics. I'd never actually seen that before, so I thought I'd hang around and let it happen. Back on again, a lot of people tend to ignore all of these and just run straight through. Like I said, I'm not going to do that, I'll take them out. really nothing that involves a I guess straight DPS is much concern to me with this team. Shit, that was awfully close to the edge. The problems that I have are all around mechanics, and that's a lot about me just learning the way that multiboxing works. So getting a lot better at it, I think, and you know, I suppose for anyone who knows a little bit about multiboxing, particularly if they're using IS Boxer like I am, everything I've done on all the videos I've done up to this point have all been done using the standard or the basic setup. I haven't moved to the pro system yet, but that's something that I will be doing probably over the next couple of weeks as I build it up. So I guess that in a way is just kind of evidence of how good the IS Boxer software is. Even without going into the detailed pro configuration, I've managed to clear all current heroics, level all these teams up. You know, I managed to use all the skills that I need to. There are a few things, you know, I would like to do better, but that's where the pro system's going to come in handy. So this boss, not a big deal. Avoid his strafing runs, avoid the crap on the ground where possible, the go. Take out the ads, obviously pay attention to which way his strafing runs are going, so I'm going to have to run over this way this time. The only other thing is when he first resumes an attack after his strafing runs, he does a really big attack on the first person he hits, which, you know, hopefully is going to be your tank. Which you'll see there, the impaling strike. I had guard up and it still did a bunch of damage, so you need to be aware of that. Again, because of all this passive healing and having two healers in the team, the ground go, not a big problem, and in fact on the he's going that way. On the next boss that I get to, I think it is, I actually pretty much completely ignore the ground go, which is probably a bad tactic, but it has worked for me. And it really simplifies the next fight if you do it that way. Where is he? There, yeah. So, whoops, I was a little bit early running through the ground flames, I guess. Here he is. And that's him down. So doing it that quickly, you don't even need to worry about the mechanic where he can pick up one of your players, although when that's happened to me in the past, I haven't. It hasn't caused me a major problem. Apart from once, I think, when he may have picked up my tank, although I may even be thinking of a different fight. You know, you fire these cannons off a few times, clear the bombardiers out, run back down here. Usually when you're doing this single player, only one person needs to do this, because once you light this signal fire up here, everyone gets kind of ported up to the next phase of the instance, which is going back down the other side here. But it's easy enough for me to keep my team all together. Run up here, we'll hit the signal flame and quickly skip the cutscene, I guess. So we'll skip that, and like I said, opens up the next kind of phase of the instance, which is working your way down this path. So now that I've made it this far recording, I really hope that I don't have a problem with the last boss, because then I'll have to do it all again. because, yeah, as I said, I really haven't been having a trouble with any of the other bosses here except for the last one. It's Raygon, the big bug that runs into the wall. So this is the guy that drops ground AoE constantly. I pretty much can ignore that because of my setup, which by doing that kind of trivializes this boss completely and makes him almost exactly the same as the first boss in Storm Stout Brewery. He has this one frenzied attack, which I guess is the same as the, in a way, is the same as the ground pound, although this one doesn't stun. It does a heap of damage if you get caught in it. So it's really just strafing out of the way of his frenzied attack in much the same way you would Ukuk's ground pound, and really just keep DPSing him. Otherwise, like I said, I ignore the ground AoE. As you can see, it's doing so little damage, it really doesn't matter. He does summon ads, but again, my healing sees me through the ads pretty well, and they get caught up in kind of the spillover AoE from everyone's DPS rotation. And of course, once the boss dies, they will all despawn, so really easy. He, once you kind of figure out that mechanic that you don't need to worry so much about the ground goo if you've got the healing to get through it, it really, really trivializes that boss to the point, like I said, he's basically the same as the first boss in one of the first instances you get to in Pandaria. So here we go, on to the last boss. Now, one thing I've done in order to make this work for myself is I have added in both my Windwalker monks, I have added a target weak spot macro, a target weak spot line into their macro, which usually there is absolutely nothing called a weak spot except when you're fighting this guy. And even then, it's only when you are, I think only when you're, have flown up onto him that you see it. So, that's been the way, pardon me, the way I've managed to kill this guy, is by using that, that tactic. So using that line in the macro, and then using my two Windwalkers to be the ones who will fly up onto him. Now, I've found it easier to do most of the work from this side of the area that this boss is in. I don't know if it's just been coincidence, but the once that I beaten him, I've done it from this side, and I've done it a few times on normal, kind of preparing for heroic, and I've found that on this side it's easier. For whatever reason, I don't know if it is the plan or if I've just been lucky, but when my guys get dismounted from Raygon, they seem to get thrown back over this side, which makes it a lot easier for me to pick them up. Anyway, let's see how we go. Hopefully we get this happening. So I switch to my Windwalkers. I don't have click to move on. It's something I did last time, which was perhaps made it a little bit easier. But I get my Windwalkers up onto him, I start attacking, I flick back to my main guys to take care of any ads. Otherwise, I just spam this DPS key so that my Windwalkers continue to do damage. They are targeting that weak spot and getting it down. Getting Raygon when he's right up the front means you get the most time with them up there. Once they get thrown off, they get thrown back over here. Perfect. Like I said, that's kind of exactly what I wanted. I can collect my team up again. I can move back over here, switch to Windwalker 1, get him back up. Switch to Windwalker 2, get him back up. And keep spamming that DPS key. They're both up there, they're both targeting the weak spot. I think that weak spot is down to about... already down about half health. My guys got dismounted over this side again, which is perfect. take out that ad, run back over here. Come on, Windwalker 1, get back up there. Windwalker 2, get back up there. Keep spamming that deeps key. Basically with the others I'm just running around avoiding the these tornadoes. There we go, weak spot is down. Have my guys been dismounted? Yes. Where's the other one? One of them got stuck somewhere, so I'll quickly try and get these guys back in with my group. Collected them all up, get on Raygon and start getting the damage down. I'm, for the most part, ignoring who he's fixating on because I can heal and DPS through it. I'm still going to have to deal with the ads. There's kind of nothing that can be done about that, so AoEing down the ads, usually a good call. And this is probably a good time to pop cooldowns, get my tigers out to increase that damage and healing, and look, damage just drops. He takes damage so quickly once the weak spot's been destroyed. It is like that. Once the weak spot is destroyed, he takes damage, like I said, really, really quickly, which makes him really, really easy. You just burn because he can do a bit of damage. But that's it. And like I said, I've been having a lot of trouble with that. Just the mechanics of positioning. I was constantly trying to use the, I guess the little catapult things that are up the front, which was not a great idea. The one over on that side seems to work really, really well. I wonder if it would be the same if I used this side. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. So when I managed to complete that yesterday, I got the achievement for the guild, whatever that, because I have a personal guild, the guild achievement of Pandaria Dungeon Hero, all of which have been done with my Panda team now. So that was kind of cool. I was kind of proud to be able to do that and to know that I've soloed the whole achievement. So that's it. That's all Mr. Pandaria Heroic 5-mans completed with my monk team. I guess I could show you still, none of them are extremely well geared. Most of it is Timeless Isle gear. I think occasionally there is a little bit of other stuff, like I have the neutral rep, shadow pan, trinket on each player, and I think each character has one of the timeless items which has had a burden of eternity on it to push the item level up. They're all still using what really aren't that good, but the epics from the timeless isle that you purchase with coins. So you could see my item level is 501. I think the highest item level of all my characters is 503, and the lowest is 498. So I'm certainly not in, fantastic endgame gear for, this far into the game. And, wow, fantastic. I got disconnected on all my guys at the same time. But there you go. You've seen the instance done. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.